All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, looks like we got a lot to cover, so let's just get started. Case 19-R-04, petition of Kimberly and Michael Todd to rezone property located along Chestnut from R1, one family, to R3, two family. So who would like to speak for them? Are either of them here? You are? Okay, could you step up there and could you give us your name and address first, please?
Gary Clayton, 117 Chestnut Street. I'm here to protest rezoning to R3. It's a neighborhood with 4 houses on it.
Okay,
We have-
wait just a second. Is there
In the
anybody?
4 houses, we have 7 children.
Hang on just a second. Is there anybody here for the Todds?
Pardon?
Hold on just a moment. Is there anyone here for the Todd family? Okay, no petitioners. I need to swear you in. If you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Anyway, it's a residential neighborhood. Mr. Kimberly bought this property as residential, and he's a very poor absentee landowner. I and the neighbors had to call the city inspector on him twice. He went in and cut down every tree except with the exception of 4. As of the first year, he never cut the grass, and it was a waist high. They had to come in there with vegetation killer and kill all the vegetation. The second year, same thing, he didn't cut the grass. There was logs laying all over, tree stumps. They're piled up on the back of the property that's over 8 foot tall. We would like to keep it as a residential neighborhood. We have 7 children that play on this street, which is dead end. They ride their bikes, walk the dog. It's a family affair. Everybody knows everybody. And for the board to give him spot zoning, I think is wrong. And I would respectfully request the board to come out and look at the property before you make your evaluation. That's all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak against it? Could I get your name and address also, sir?
Franklin Clayton.
Okay,
I live at 119 Chestnut, right across the street from the proposed site.
okay. Okay, and I need to swear you in, sir. I need to swear you in. If you could raise your right hand.
Yeah,
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
I just agree with everything what my brother said. That's my brother Gary. There's 7 kids that play up and down this street. And I got a bow-nosed pile across, look out my front window. And he said, we called twice to have him come up and cut the grass. And I oppose the building that they're putting up, and that's about it. You come out and take a look for yourself and see what we're talking about. That's
Okay.
all.
Thank you. Also, well, I need to swear you in if you want to address the board. So if you give me your name and address first, please.
Gail Clayton, 119 Chestnut.
Okay. Raise your hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I have a question. I'm kind of misinformed, maybe. They're wanting to put one duplex on both of these properties. They were one property. They split it. Now, are they wanting to put 2 duplexes on each property, or are they wanting to build a duplex in one?
It's a single parcel, and so the request is for 1 duplex. So it'd be 2 units, 1 building.
But it will be on both properties?
Yeah,
or-
those parcels have been, unfortunately, they were shown as 2 separate parcels. They are one parcel.
So would they be one?
Yes.
Well, I too agree with having single families or instead of multiple. We do have a lot of children that play up and down the road. Of course, we have to follow rules, but I wish that you would come out and look at what he has done with the property. He hasn't taken care of it. He went and he killed all of the vegetation because it was growing up with weeds. It was also, detrimental to me because I have allergies. It was a lot of weeds. They came out and they sprayed it with weed killer, which in turn didn't go outside for a while because it was such a large area that they sprayed this that it really interfered with me being able to go outside. Why not just cut it down with a bushwhacker or whatever? The other thing is they've cut down trees and they haven't really taken care of it at all. We have, there's one pile that I know has a possum in it. There's wild animals that will go there. We do have coyotes out there once in a while, but it's bringing in nesting areas for those animals. So I would wish that you would take into consideration looking at the property before you, make your decision.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. You can give us
Melissa
your-
Vestal, 116 Chestnut.
Okay. Okay.
We
Are
just
both
were-
of you going to speak, or? Okay.
He's
you're
just
gonna
gonna
let her?
stand there and look
Okay, good.
important.
Yeah. Let me swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? so help you
Yes.
God? Okay, go ahead and tell us.
We have 4 of the children that, in our home is right next to that lot. It used to be owned by his great uncle, and it was where we would take family pictures and the kids could go and explore and play. They bought the property and then we considered it, but it was just overly priced for us. Then they bought the property and it was so pretty in the trees and they just demolished it and they don't upkeep. So I can't imagine him being a landlord and keeping up with, like the rapport of our neighborhood, the atmosphere we have now with the kids and the dogs. And, we even have in our road, children, please, are playing, please be slow, please drive slow. There's other neighbors down the road with 3 kids and it's like a family kind of atmosphere. And I just think tenants coming in and out just isn't kind of what we have going on there, and it's just for our kids' safety. Again, we also have a daughter that suffers from allergies pretty bad. She had to sit out a lot of soccer. She's a travel soccer player, and she had to sit out a lot because of how miserable she was. She missed school. So I just don't think they're thinking of everybody else. That's about
Okay.
That's about
All
it.
right, thank you.
Thank you. Joel Reeker, 113 Chestnut.
Okay. Right hand, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Ty, I did have one other question for you. You mentioned that the property is one parcel. They have been advertising to sell this as 2 parcels for the past 2 years. Is that something they're able to do? Have they even got it zoned to be able to do that?
So the zoning is separate from the ability to separate into different parcels. And so I don't know how it's been marketed. You could have a conceivable setup where you had a 0 lot line duplex, where you would divide once the property is constructed and you would divide the 2 pieces up. So I don't know how it's been marketed. I mean, there is enough frontage there to split the lot, to create an additional lot. But at this point, my understanding was a single duplex. I think the challenge is the petitioners are not here tonight, so it's really
Sure.
kind of a moot issue. I mean, there really is not a lot of further debate that this board can have without the petitioners here to present their case, so.
Okay. No, I understand. I just wanted you guys to know that if it was in fact one parcel, that they are trying to sell it and they are marketing it as 2 parcels. They've been trying to sell it. I've been at 113 Chestnut for about 2 years this December now. I have not seen these people once. Like I've got a stepson, 5-year-old, that plays on the street as well, runs up and down the street. I know the Overcashes, Larry and Sue, butt up to this property. They are unable to be here today, but they have also expressed concerns to me that when he has come and sprayed this vegetation killer, it has gotten on their property. and it has gone 5-10 feet onto their property when they've sprayed vegetation killer. So in the almost 2 years I've been at the property, I've not seen any tree trimming. I've seen what they're talking about, all the logs just laying around on the property everywhere. It's never been mowed, it's never been upkeep. So as a landlord of a duplex, I just don't see how we would be able to keep up with it. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Close the public part of that one. Okay, case 19-SU-05. So,
At this point with that case, there will be no deliberation at this point because no petition or participation. So it may come up at another future meeting, but for now, there's no action on it. Excuse me.
yes,
So
I
do
guess,
we want to just table this until the petitioner comes before the board for
That
a
was
later
probably a good
date?
formal action to table it till a future meeting.
You want a motion to that effect?
well, we would either need to table it or vote on it.
I would make a motion to table this to a future date at such time that the petitioner can come before the board to be able to answer some questions that have been brought up about this property.
I'll second that.
Michael?
I'll second that.
Okay,
Roll call vote. Jim Weber,
yes?
Mike Kelly,
Yes.
Mike McCarthy,
Yes.
Melinda Young.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been tabled for future consideration.
And he may not come back about it. But- Go ahead, you can step up there if you like, go ahead.
I was wondering, as a person, a landlord that wants to build here, what does this show of him for not being at his hearing? Did he just think that he was gonna fly by, or, I mean, I'm not
Yeah, I can't.
making any accusations, but I would think that if my property was being voted on, I would be here if I cared.
Well,
Well, of course, we don't know
can't-
that
we don't-
something may happen.
It's hard to say what happened.
traffic-wise.
Sometimes wires get crossed and
Sure.
they thought it was a different date. So
So-
staff will follow up with them and find out, what's going on, if they've had other thoughts about their petition or if they're going to bring it back. But if it does come back again, there will be a re-notification of the neighbors.
yes,
You will send us another
Oh,
letter
yes.
saying that there will be another hearing?
Yes.
yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. So you don't have to wait around for the rest of it unless you just want to. You too. Okay. Case 19-SU-05, petition for Mike. There's no way I'm going to get that right. Okay. Of Traffic Services Incorporated for special use to allow outdoor storage of materials associated with the business on property located at 325 Sanford Street. Okay, go ahead and step up there, sir. And if you give us your name and address?
Mike Trafficani, 38 West 406 Barb Hill Drive, and that's in St. Charles, Illinois.
Okay, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead and tell us what you want to do.
Okay, we're put a bid, and we're about a week away from buying that property that was described on Sanford. It's 2 minutes from here, and we are a traffic control company, and we are expanding into East Peoria. Alan is a Peoria resident. He's going to be running the branch, and everything's a go, except we need to have a special use permit to store some equipment outside. And I believe, if I'm correct, that the building had that permit before, but because it's transferring to a new owner, I have to request the same permit.
And what is it you want to store outside?
Traffic control equipment like barricades, arrow boards, you know, the flashing arrow boards, message boards, it's a trailer, and it'll be down, but when it's up and you see it on the street, it has messages on it. Some sandbags, signs, probably be the extent of it.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to speak for the petitioner? Okay. Thank you, sir. Please, we're going to have some questions for you, if you want to stay up there.
Yes.
Linda?
There's an existing building there, a large Morton building. Why are you not storing the items inside?
We will store some inside, but
Okay.
we'll need that space in there for, to make barricades, put barricades together, make certain different types of signs. We just want the ability to, the arrow boards and message boards, there's probably not enough room in that building for that purpose. We'll just need more area for
Okay.
that, for the purpose of storing it outside.
Will you be putting something up to block the fence area? You know, like
I
some
can.
lath or something?
Yeah, we could put up a, like a screen for the fence in the back if you like. That would be something that was asked of us, and we said we would do it.
Okay. I think that's all I have at this time.
Okay. Mike?
It's in an industrial area. It's across the street from
Yeah, I'm
the plant. Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I've got just a couple questions.
Go ahead, sir.
On the diagram, there's an area marked, in the storage area marked wall, and the opposite corner is marked signs, but I can't read what's going in between. There's
Right here,
a blacked out area on the black and white that I'm not
Hang on, sir.
understanding
Let
that.
me see if I can find that. We would not, there is a plastic barrier wall that's only about that high. We could have possibly, that's what they're talking, temporary barrier wall. But as of right
Okay.
now, we have no plans of bringing that in there. But you know, if you're driving down the street and there's the road separated by a barrier wall, the temporary, the
Yeah,
concrete.
those concrete.
We do not do concrete barrier wall, but we do have, for pedestrian control, some plastic 4-foot sections of barrier wall.
Okay, so that's going in this area marked wall, or that's in the area I can't read?
That's, that would
It's-
be, this is just a rough outline.
Right, it's just this one, I couldn't read what was stored in there.
It's like a
So we had signs and wall, and then,
Yes, signs,
oh, that's signs also, okay,
okay?
all right.
So right now, we just came up with, this may change a little bit, okay? But these are the the CMS is a changeable message sign. We may change it around a little bit, but that's tentatively.
Yeah,
what came
I
up.
just want to kind of get the idea
Yeah,
of what you're looking at
gotcha.
there. Okay, and the screening, I agree that it needs to be screened. Are any of the stored materials going to exceed the height of the screening?
Maybe a
And
little bit.
I asked that question because there's the home is, right up against the fence on the one side of the property.
Correct.
And so I'd
On
like
that
to.
area, if you have a problem with going above the fence, we wouldn't put in that area?
Yeah, that area, I'd like to see you keep it below the fence, and on the other side where you have the alley
Yeah, that's fine.
would be less of an issue.
Okay.
I think. And that's all I've got, thank you.
Sir, the area where you got indicated truck parking, and on your paperwork here, you've indicated stone will be laid over grass areas and back of property. In the area where the truck parking is, that needs to be a hard paved surface.
I think where the truck parking is, sir?
You have down there indicated truck parking right here on this.
See, right now, this is all grass,
Right.
okay? In order, we would be afraid to bring anything back here, because if it's mud. So we want to put screenings or some stone in here, and we would just plan on doing it. Now, if we have to put in a pad there, we certainly will.
Well,
All we're gonna have right now is a pickup truck and a 350 or 450. If there's no big semis or anything like that, state body trucks.
right, well, I wasn't looking for semis or whatever, but what I'm saying is that one of the requirements is that vehicles parked in an area has to be on a hard surface.
Okay.
And so that would indicate that this area would have to be paved, but then you're coming through the gates, so then I would assume that the approach coming up alongside the building would also have to be paved.
Okay. Okay.
because of the fact of the truck driving
But I
there.
can tell you, if this is gonna be a problem, we will just park the trucks inside.
Well, I'm just, because
I
you
got
in
you.
it, yeah.
Sir, that was 2 days after we had to get something in, and we simply just put it together to get something for the panel, so you can get an idea of what we're looking at.
Sure, I understand.
Right.
So then, in
So
this,
if what you're saying, if we want to park trucks back here, we would have to pave this area, and I'm saying to you, I will comply with that.
well, I'm not for sure what this total dimension is here as far as the width of the property.
Right.
And you indicated that you're gonna put stone, which I'm assuming you're gonna put like millings or whatever down.
That's correct.
On top of the grass to be able to drive to park your barricades and other items there as far as not sinking into the dirt.
That's correct.
Okay, which that's allowable, but then as far as if you're gonna have vehicles parked, they have to be on a hard surface area.
And I would agree to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what about your hours of operation?
The majority of the operations are 7 to 5,
Okay,
but I don't want to mislead you. There may be times when we have to go in there in the middle of the night. If there's a water main break, we may have to go in the middle of the night, but that would be not every day.
very few times
Very
that
few
would
times,
happen,
that's
okay? Are you gonna add any additional outdoor lighting to the property, or?
Only enough to be able to see. I don't think there's any outlaw. I don't think, there's no outlaw. It would not be anything that we would have, like giant floodlights or anything like that.
Okay.
Just enough to be able to see. But
Right.
most, like you said.
Around the
most-
building,
Pardon?
around the building
Around the
mainly?
building, that's
Right,
correct. Yep.
okay, okay. And you said that in your opening statement that you're like a week away from buying the property, so then you're going to start moving in once this is approved by council, is that correct?
That's what we're waiting for.
Okay,
To be honest with you, if you reject, we have that contingent in the sale. If you reject it, then we'll be out looking other places,
right, okay,
being honest with you.
okay.
We trust me, the building's almost brand new. It's very, very nice.
All right, thank you.
Jim, can I mention one more thing? Sure, go ahead. You do understand, we're just a recommending body to
I
the council?
understand that, the
Okay.
21st then.
Yeah, all right.
I got it.
Yeah,
I understand that.
yeah, we just are recommending.
Better to be
this.
sure of that.
Yeah,
We don't want you to buy a piece of property based on what we say.
Yeah.
But also, I heard in almost all cases, what you recommend is what the full body agrees to in most cases.
sometimes.
Then
Sometimes
maybe,
they go
maybe
against
we're,
this.
maybe we're better than we think.
And
we
we have a
are.
new council now, so, we have a new council and mayor now, so that starts all over.
Yeah,
If I may ask, where did you say you was using the equipment that you're storing? Where would that be used?
Well, let's assume for a second that there's a water main there. And it
So
breaks.
locally?
Contractor comes in, we're a subcontractor, we would close down the road. All right, as of right now, we just opened up the branch a matter of 2 weeks ago. We have one message board on the street, so we don't have a lot of places for our equipment, but our goal is to have, 8, 10, 12 active jobs going. We will be bidding work for the state,
Okay.
the city. Illinois
So
Water-
locally.
Illinois Water Works is in this area. They promised us some work. So hopefully it'll be a thriving business.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Anything else?
I have nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, does anyone want to speak against? No? Okay. Ready for the next one? Okay, the next one is case 19-SU-06, petition of Daryl Dunbar.
Sir, can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Sure.
Do we find out what the verdict is?
Yeah, we've got some other ones to go through, and then we'll do all the findings at the same time.
Sorry.
So you can stay, or we can notify you after it's over. Okay, that's okay. All right, 19-SU-06, petition of Daryl Dunbar of Ticona Group for special use to allow outdoor display and storage of materials associated with the business on property located at 105 North Hawthorne, PIN number 050512203014. So, who would like to speak for that? Could you give us your name and address, please?
Daryl Dunbar, 16822 North Elliott, Princeville, Illinois.
Okay, could you raise your right hand for me?
Sure.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
So we're proposing a special use and a variance for the property 105 Hawthorne, which is JJ Toppers. Ramnick Motors from Pekin wants to consolidate and bring their dealership to the site. He's wanting to use the front parcel as basically a show place for his trucks, his used vehicles there. It will require a smaller setback. The building setback right now, I think, is 50 feet. And we propose to get as much as we can on that for the show. And we've got a survey and a few things here for you to look at. This is a survey.
Is this what we already have?
Yeah, we currently have a survey.
This is a different one.
Yeah, this has a different date on it.
No. We propose
This is
to-
5/8, this is 4/13.
So this is updated then.
That's 4/13.
Okay.
Okay. Does everybody look those over?
Just to clarify for those that are on the board and also in the audience, there are two related cases that follow this that are the variances. He mentioned one variance about the building setback. The other one is for parking. That's case 19B7 and case 19B8. So those are both related and should be discussed as a part of this overall conversation.
Let me read those also. Okay. So we'll read the particulars on those so everybody knows what we're looking at. Case 19V07, petition for Daryl Dunbar, Tacona Group, to allow a 30-foot front yard variance for a building addition on property located at 105 North Hawthorne, PIN number 050512203014. And then the last one is 19V08, petition of Daryl Dunbar, Tacona Group, to allow a 10-foot front variance for parking and outdoor storage on property located at 105 North Hawthorne, PIN number 050512203014. without studying these too close, are these the same as what we had, or?
No, so one of them you have is a landscape plan that we've done to show the
Okay.
buffer between Hawthorne and Meadows. And then another one should be a duplicate of what you have, but the secondary one shows the actual parking spaces and also the setback that we requested.
So it basically just shows the existing building coming out in front of the 50-foot setback from what I'm seeing here. The zoning parking setback of 10 inches. Is that 10 inches?
I'm a little concerned we didn't have those ahead of time, because we've been looking at the property in these other drawings. Okay. Belinda, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Mr. McCarthy?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them.
Okay, sure.
Staff advises me the building setbacks are measured from the property line, which makes sense. But I'm not seeing a dimension that clarifies whether you're looking for a 30-foot variance or a 30-foot setback resulting in a 20-foot variance.
Okay.
Which is it you're looking for?
Well, we
What's,
would-
what's the net setback area you want to have respected here in this request?
as far as the building, the setback of the building?
Yes,
Well, the setback.
from the
if you look-
property line to,
Right, so if you look at the property line, originally we requested directly to the property line for the parking. I know it's two separate things, but for the parking, we wanted straight to the lot line. We discussed this with Ty, and he recommended that we go 5-foot buffer for landscaping. The addition to the building, which you see in the hash mark there, obviously puts us into that setback. So we would like to have that building setback, that 20 feet.
okay, so this, you're asking to have a resulting setback of 20 feet. Okay, so it's a 30-foot reduction in the 50-foot setback. Thank you, that, okay, I understand. Bear with me. Where are the display and storage areas to be located? They weren't identified here on the plan.
So if you see the hash marks on the triangle section where it has a gate,
Up here?
yep,
Okay.
all that'll be fenced in. And they'll have exterior storage there. They'll probably store trucks that need to be detailed or whatever before they go onto the lot. And they'll also maybe a few toppers, things like that.
Okay, so there's no storage planned outside here
There'll
on
be
the...
no external storage,
Okay.
just not outside of that.
Okay, so the 20-foot resulting setback is here at the building, and the other you're looking for a 5-foot setback in the parking area.
Correct.
The question I've got here is, did you look at a parking arrangement that complied with the setback? Because it looks like there's a lot of room in here, but I really don't know how that lays out until you do it.
There really wasn't, because the building setback was really what was hurting us. If you see that small triangle in the survey, that's basically, it doesn't even actually cover the existing building
This
that's
one.
there. The two plots that are south of that, it would be basically like 2 or 3 trucks by the time we got done with that.
Yeah, it's an irregular lot, I understand. I just want to know if it had been looked at.
It has.
So you have been, okay.
Yes.
And then, how is the on-site circulation managed through here? I see the one curb cut here. Is this an existing one that's
So-
remaining?
Right, so also off of Hawthorne, that is an existing entrance. That's the only entrance that they have.
Okay.
We would be wanting to go to IDOT after this and talk to them about getting this entrance put in here. We have good cause for that. He has semi trucks that come with toppers and other materials. Right now, a lot of them, they try to pull in on Hawthorne and then back into that, and they can't really make that turn. A lot of times they'll load off of Hawthorne, which means there's a semi truck in the middle of the road. And some of the truck drivers actually pull across Meadows and try and back in that way. So as a safety concern, I think we have a legitimate concern there to go to IDOT with the second entrance.
Okay, and then employee and customer parking and accessibility, how is that resolved?
That's all in there in that parking that you have.
Okay. And it's not really our concern because we don't divide and subdivide lots.
Correct.
But was there consideration to combining the 3 lots at some point?
They are combined.
They are?
Yes.
Okay.
Because ours showed it as separate parcels.
Yeah.
but-
Mine did too.
Yeah.
But it was purchased all in the same, under
Okay.
the same PIN number through the company. So I'm not sure on that either.
Yeah,
On the
we'll check with
GIS
the
it showed
county and
that.
get our
Yeah.
information updated.
Yeah.
That was just out of curiosity, so
So,
I have
sure.
no more questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Kelly?
Thank you very much.
Up here where the existing entrance is now, and I looked at this, and you've got, on your drawing, you've got like that little swell, the gravel area that's, what I'm gonna say, if you're standing on the Hawthorne and looking at the front of the property to the right, there's some gravel area and everything. Is that, your plan on still keeping that gravel area there? And then, I see crosshatch next to the building, and there's like 1 or 2 parking spaces. Is that where your handicap parking is gonna be?
Yes, there should be, I'm pretty sure we had a handicap parcel on there. Did we not have one on that?
There's no
Okay.
indication for handicap parking here.
Okay. Well, our intention was to put the handicap parking right there next to the front of the entrance of the.
Because the
of
way I see it, I
office.
mean, there's only about 2 parking spaces there, and handicap parking would be a total of 16 feet. You'd have 16 feet of space that have to be either 11 and 5 for your crosshatch or 8 and 8 for your crosshatch for handicap parking.
Correct.
And then, so the main entrance is going to be there, so then you're going to have access to the building with the garage door that's there now, and then you're creating another vehicle access in the new addition off the backside, which is off the new entrance. Now, have you talked to the state about putting in this new entrance? Because it's coming.
I've discussed it with them. We have not gone out on site yet.
Okay. I'm wondering, you're indicating 12 parking spaces, so the 12 parking spaces, some of that's going to be taken up with the vehicles that's on display. And then how many employees' parking spaces are you counting into that 12?
We're gonna need 2 employee parking.
2 employee parking. Okay. So that would be the ones that's parallel with Hawthorne? Would those be the employee parking area there?
More than
mainly?
likely, or they could park up on that, off of Hawthorne where it curves to the right there, off the entrance. Right in front of the building.
Right in front of the building? Okay. Well, with the dotted lines, which I'm assuming is the existing area there was 1 or 2 vehicles. Looking at the building is off to the left, there's some parking blocks there, and then I think there was only 2 parking spaces in front of the building, and the rest of that was the entranceway across there. So you're saying that the employee parking would be to the left of the building then?
Yes.
Okay. What is this existing buildings, the new buildings you're going to add on to, is it going to be steel construction tie in with the existing facade of what the building is now there, or?
Right now, it's steel, and we understand that we cannot put rib steel on the new building, so in our architectural drawings, we'll show a different medium on the new part.
So is the building you're building off the back of the existing building, is the roof line going to be the same? Is there going to be the same height as,
Yes.
as what the existing building is now?
Correct.
Okay. And then what about the showroom office and area in the front that's off to the side where, like, the trailer is sitting there. Is that gonna be just up to the gable, height there?
Yes, and I've got a few drawings if you'd like to see those of what we proposed for that, if you want to see the building.
Well, I just, we're wondering what that would involve. Okay?
Thank you.
So, so then the outside finish and everything would be all tied together then, to where it would,
Yes.
is that what, pole construction?
Yes.
In the area in the back, since that looks like there's some hard surface, but some of that is not hard surface, you're planning on finishing out that fenced-in storage area that would be all hard surface in there?
Yes.
And then are you doing the fencing with ribbon as far as the storage area? Or are you keeping that open?
We would probably have that privacy.
Privacy
Yeah,
fencing there?
Privacy fencing, yes.
Okay. What about additional lighting as far as exterior lighting?
We have not discussed that. Obviously, off the building, we'll have the per code wall pack, whatever we need for public lighting on that. As far as the front section where the Welcome to East Peoria sign is, we discussed different options of landscape lighting on that as far as showing off the vehicles and also the sign in front. So that's something that we've considered. We don't actually have a lighting design done yet at this time.
How many vehicles are you planning on having up front on the display area at one time?
I would. Yeah, you can. I mean, yeah, you good. At this time, I'll ask Ryan. He's the owner of Ramnick. He can answer those questions better than I can as far as the business.
He has to be sworn in.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, give us your name and address, please.
Ryan Warwick, 12 Clarebrook, Washington, Illinois.
Okay, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
Our dealership in Pekin right now, we have enough room to house 20 to 25 cars, and you can't open the doors on them. We don't ever have that many cars. We don't try to have that many cars. We usually hover around the 18 to 20 cars in a lot at one time. Most of our stuff are higher dollar big trucks, which we have a huge market for here. So that's what we keep most of. This lot is, if we get to do it the way we're looking at, it's going to be about the same size as what we have now. We just need more room in the building because we have a pretty good sized building with a shop, a mechanic shop and everything in Pekin at our location that we don't have room to do here. And the grass out front looks nice, but it's just not, it's just grass. It makes a lot more sense for our business to bring the two of them together and to bring them up to East Peoria. We've been in business for April of 16. We started, Josh, my partner Josh, and I, just the two of us. And we just in December purchased J.J. Toppers. And J.J. Toppers has been in business since '76, and that building since '96. We're proud to own a piece of the heritage, Everybody knows J.J. Toppers, and that's where everybody comes. We're a busy little shop. We just look to add to it, put everything in one spot so we can get our team back together and be more productive, The one thing I will add is we're not going to have a junky car lot, a used car lot. That's not what our vehicles are. If anybody knows Ramnick Motors, or you check us out on Facebook or our website, you'll see that's not the stuff we have. We have $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 trucks lying in our front row, and we want to continue to be able to do that. just in a different location. We don't depend a lot on the traffic that drives by our lot. We depend on our reputation and internet to drive people to us. We have customers come from different states, different counties, from all over to buy cars and trucks from us.
Now, you said big trucks. What are you talking about in big trucks?
Well, your diesel 2500 series trucks. Most of our trucks are the late model GMC Denali diesels, Cummins diesels, things like that. Not big semis or anything, or dump trucks or anything like that. Just, your pickups that you see mostly on the street.
In other words, heavy-duty pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Or smaller ones.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think we probably have a couple 1500 series trucks and 3 or 4 2500 series trucks sitting on the lot, and a few SUVs and stuff that are in the $10,000 to $12,000, $15,000 range, but we really want to cut that out. We did pick up a Lightning trailer franchise, Forest River Trailers, Lightning Trailers, so we'll be the only Lightning trailer, aluminum trailer dealer in the area. We're not going to load the lot with trailers, but we want to have a couple, and they're custom built, so you have 1 or 2 to show people, and then you build them and order them for the guy, It's just kind of a niche that all goes together with JJ Toppers. That's the people that come in every day are truck guys, truck accessories, trailers, Rather than having those cheaper cars in our lot, we'll probably have a few more toys on our lot, golf carts and side-by-sides and a fishing boat or something like that,
So where would all those park in your?
Well, and as far as employee parking, Josh, myself, all of us actually drive dealership stuff. So most of your stuff comes in, when you come to work every day, you park it out front. That's their demos, so those are, we don't really need employee parking so much. They park out front with the rest of the stuff. At night, you drive them home. I will say that Meadows could use a little help. Just being honest, you come down Meadows, come around the corner, you're welcome to East Peoria sign. Our place looks nice. You keep going, and it doesn't look as great. We wanted to help clean it up. I want to put something nice up there, so you come around the corner, and it's welcome to East Peoria, and it looks nice and it's shiny, and we're very mindful of the fact that we are in a residential area. I want this place to look nice. I want to have landscape and flowers and the building to look nice and keep it nice and clean and be a place that people want to come and do business. So that's what we're looking for.
What are your hours of operation?
We're 9 to 5.
9 to
And
5. Monday through Friday or
Monday through Friday and 9 to 1 on Saturdays. I imagine when the dealership gets there, there may be a need to stay until 6 o'clock at night, and we'll probably stay full day on Saturday instead of that 1 o'clock. But we'll have more manpower, right? There's 6 employees in our company combined between the 2 places, and they'll all be in one spot. So keeping the place open and, a few more hours wouldn't be a bad thing, obviously.
So just in part of your discussion, I picked up that you said you got 3 employees that are driving your vehicles, and then you're talking about 18 to 20 vehicles, but we only got about 12 parking spaces. So we have 12 parking spaces to work with, but you got 15 or 16 or more vehicles. Where are you going to put everything else?
Well,
Is some of them going to be in the fenced-in area or what?
Yeah, revolving, right? The cars aren't always ready to all go on the lot at the same time. So the fenced-in area is for the cars that are coming in, they're inbound. We just got it, and it needs detail, it needs tires or whatever, and it's sitting back here ready to get ready for the lot. There's enough room to keep a few cars back there. That lot is actually, and I know it shows out, 12 parking spaces on that drawing, but the lot is actually bigger than what I have in Pekin. So I think there'll be a few more than 12 spots when it's actually all laid out, And it's a car dealership. We don't need them laid out exact spots. You just you want to put your cars in different ways on your lot so they look good and they draw attention to them. And then there's always, parking in the middle and parking up against the building. And, we hope to blacktop all, as much as that as we can. And we can use it to its fullest, ability.
So you are hard surface in all of it then?
Absolutely. I think we had talked about curbing the front, landscaping in front of the curb, curbing the front, and blacktopping everything to the building.
And with your landscaping drawing that you presented to us, you're proposing the trees and everything across here,
Yes.
one of the drawings that I think I got handed to me.
Yeah, so we wanna put a little, a few boulders up on the corner so I can park a Jeep or whatever up on there. And I want the front of that to be, still incorporate that Welcome to East Peoria sign. Maybe it's not on a wood plaque, maybe it's on a rock or whatever. Something that looks nice, Welcome to East Peoria, flowers around it. I like to have a light shining on that. So when you come around the corner of Meadows, you see it and you see everything and, be a very nice looking building when it's all done.
Okay, I believe that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else have any other questions?
That's all I've got, Ryan.
All right,
I'm
thank
good.
you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, just make sure we got everything. Is there anyone who wants to speak for or against it? Okay, step right up there.
My name is Janet Harlan. I live at 102 North Hawthorne Avenue.
Could you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Go ahead.
So my husband and I have lived in our house close to 30 years, and we live directly in front of J&J Toppers. So we both work, we enjoy going outside, and we have a front porch swing. We love to sit outside. So now we're not able to do it because the lighting is extremely bright. If you are out there past dusk, it's like a spotlight is hitting the front of our house. John, the owner of J&J Toppers before, had a real dim motion censored light, which worked really well because it didn't affect us at all. But as soon as he sold it, they put up two very extremely bright lights that, like I said, it's like a spotlight on our house. So we, at dusk, we are not able to sit outside anymore. We go inside. Shades have to be shut, and we have room darkening shades on our front bedroom, and the light still comes through on the sides. It doesn't help at all. So, when there's light in your bedroom when you're trying to sleep, that interferes with your melatonin. That affects your health. That affects, cancer is even attributed to that. So there's a lot of issues with that. Not only that, him talking about putting in some, like a used car lot there. Not only is there a light pollution issue then, there's a sound pollution because you're going to have a lot of trucks. We already deal with semis going in and out and the noise, and another entrance is great because that's one thing my husband and I had talked about, that they're coming in, they're blocking our drive, we can't get in or out, the road's being torn up, it's a mess. And then they go in front, there's nowhere to turn around, they're making ruts in the front yards, it's a mess. So another entrance, perfect. There has to be another entrance, but there's not enough room on that lot for all that they're talking about and have it look nice. We all know that a used car lot, it looks like a junkyard, and that's what it's gonna look like. Yeah, they might have a couple nice things there, but John always kept, the property looking nice with the grass and everything, and I just don't think this is, something that East Peoria, it's not what's gonna make it look nicer. Another thing I was gonna talk about was, we also like to look at the stars at night, and we can't even do that anymore. It's too bright, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand, but, we take it very seriously. We love to watch the night light and meteors and, things that are happening, and we keep track of all that, and it's just not possible anymore.
due to all this. So, that's it.
Okay. Ryan, would you like to address those concerns?
Sure. I'm sorry the lights bother you guys. You should have said something. All we did was replace the bulbs. There was no bulbs in any of the lights when we got the building. I mean, I've got a picture of it with the new light bulbs. It's not that bright. They're not spotlights. They're all downward facing lights mounted correctly so that they don't shine out into the lot. The lot is completely dark. It just shines along this building. There's 3 lights. One on the front of the building. It's a 68-foot long building. There's 1 light in the middle and the front, 1 on each end of the building. At some point, I have to be worried about the safety of my stuff. I have to light the building, you know, to some degree. And I agree 100% with the semis, the trucks. I've got pictures of them. It's an issue for those guys that come in and out of there. That's the whole deal with the second driveway. So they can come in and swing and they don't have to get on that residential road. These guys try to back up across meadows. It's scary. In a semi, a 52-foot long trailer, and they're backing up across meadows so we can unload off of it in the middle of the road. That all being said, it's been like that since '96. That's what the business is. It's where it was. They built the building there in '96, and it's been doing business that way ever since.
Would you be opposed to lighting that shined toward the building instead of on the front of the building?
Absolutely not. I'd be happy to do some spotlights or something that light my building up instead of lighting up the neighbors, because I did not realize it was bothering you guys.
There's a lot of different ways to correct the problem, and one of them is shielding the light.
Sure.
Sometimes motion sensors instead, and then there's also the spectrum, like if you use a warm light, or you stay away from the blues and use the warm light.
They are bright.
Can you step up by the microphone, please?
They're bright.
Just
They're
step up
LEDs.
closer, because these are all live and
Okay.
they can hear something but can't make it out.
Yeah, well, there's different ways that you can, stop the light from being so invasive. And,
Sure.
A lot of different things, like they can put shields on lights so that it doesn't go out or up, and
Okay.
it will direct the light downwards. Also, that you can have like different spectrums of light, and stay away from the bright, cool lights and the blue lights, which are very detrimental to your eyes
Yeah.
and your health, and go with more the cool,
So
warm.
we can make it a condition of the approval of anything.
Sure.
It sounds like Ryan is willing to work with you on that stuff. so-
Okay.
Absolutely. The last thing I want to do
And
is have.
even motion sensor lights work. John never had, we've lived there, like I said, for over 30, well, about 30 years, a little bit less than 30 years. And he had never had any issues with theft or break-ins. It's a good area. It's not
Sure.
an area that you have to have all these bright lights because there's theft, and it's just not an issue.
But the more valuable things you put somewhere, the
On-
more opportunity for theft. And
On
so
that
I understand
note-
both sides of it, but
Just down the street, Dan Neep's guy just told me they had a trailer stolen from in front of their building, right around the corner from us. And the East Peoria sheriff or deputy was at our place a couple weeks ago to ask questions and see if we had cameras, because somebody got robbed at the gas station across the street from us. So I don't know how safe it is when I'm not there at night.
sure.
It-
Okay.
when we
But it
first
sounds
bought-
like you guys are willing to work together.
Yeah,
to-
when we
to
bought
work
the
those
building, it
things
was
out.
just like so dark. First thing I did was put light bulbs in the dang things because they were all burnt out. I wasn't trying to do any of that.
John
And-
always had lights on the building, and they were never burnt out.
I have no problem putting spotlights on the building. I like that look myself better than
Spotlights
anything.
toward the building
Right,
instead of,
just shining at the building. I have no problem doing that. And this is our car lot as of today. And it doesn't look like a junkyard, I'm sorry. We don't keep it that way, and the vehicles we have are not a junkyard. It's not what I'm trying to do here.
I just think it's a very small area to be putting all that in that small area.
We have a very small area now that we're putting them all. We just don't pack that many cars,
But when you
and
pack cars, like you just said, that makes it more of a junky looking area.
I won't do that. I don't have any desire to do
It's
that.
just
That's
like
one
your
of the
house. When you
reasons.
have a lot of stuff in your house, it ends up looking junky.
I
It's the
agree.
same thing with cars. You have a lot of them packed in there, your words, it's gonna.
I agree.
jump.
That's why we try not to do that. And in the hopes of bringing our car dealership up to here is so that we don't have to do that. You know, we want to combine them so we can get a little out of each.
I mean-
That way you don't have to try to do it all out of the car business and do it all out of the topper business.
We live in a residential area
Mm-hmm.
and we're being bombarded by businesses that are infiltrating into residential areas and it just doesn't work well.
But
Except they're along the
Unfortunately, that's,
highway. They're
yeah,
along
that's the way
highway.
that, I live out there
it's
too.
District, or it's Route 150. It's been that way forever. It's
But we're
businesses.
residential.
I get that, but there's businesses across the
Okay,
street from
but
you
you're
on all.
facing us
all
instead of
areas.
the street.
There's a bar behind you, a bar here, there's a gas station, there's a landscaper, there's me, there's a dealership right behind you.
But your property is directly in front of our house. The
I
entrance
get
is
that.
right in
Okay.
front of our house. So it
I
does
get that.
affect us
Right.
a lot.
May I kind of sum
let's,
things up so we can move along?
Let's,
You have a gentleman here, I
let's-
think, that's willing to work with you.
Hang on a
You've
minute,
lived
Mike.
across the street from
Absolutely.
a
I-
business
He's-
for
he's
30
willing to
years.
work with you, so
It was
let's-
not an infiltration.
let's stop for just a minute. We can limit things like how many cars can be there and what have you. So
Okay.
let's see if we can all work out something that works well for everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Okay, thanks.
One other point I want to bring is the revenue that we bring to the table for East Peoria, you know? We've been in business, like I said, April of 16. From April of 16 to April of 19, we have sold in our little lot in Pekin just shy of $7 million worth of inventory. That's a lot of revenue for East Peoria.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay.
I have a question for the quorum more than
Okay,
anything.
I'm going to have to swear you in if you want to.
What's that?
I'd have to swear you in. Can you give us your name and address?
I'm hard of hearing a little bit.
Can you give us your name and address, sir?
Norm Harlan, 102 North Hawthorne. I'm the
Can you
wife,
raise your
I'm
right
the
hand?
husband of,
Okay, but I still have to swear you. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Mine is more of a question. Is there going to be two entrances, then one off of 150 and still on Hawthorne there? Is that
Well,
what
we
they're
don't know
proposing?
that. 150 is a state route. He has to go before the state to get approval to put an entrance there. So
Okay.
it's premature to discuss
Really,
that.
this should have been solved by this really a long time ago. It should have, most businesses come off the main road. Okay, you'd have to admit that every business around here, including the bar and everything, there is a main entrance, and it comes off of 150. That should have been done from the get-go, okay? And really, this could be solved. If that gets solved, and I would be, you know, they need to have a fence up so we can't really see their building, and then 150 would come in there. And also, the original owners, they would have the semi come in to that long stretch of concrete there. They did not park out on the street. They unloaded there. Okay, this was just done recently by John and these new owners.
Okay.
So, and that causes, like my wife had said, you know, it causes issues on traffic concerns, you know. That's a very heavily traveled, and I understand that you're going to put in, there's going to be a new road put in there pretty soon. You don't need any semi-traffic on there, you know. And with more and more things coming in, there's going to be more and more semis. So, I mean, that's just my concern.
Okay.
That just shut that off at Hawthorne. They can't even get in there to Hawthorne. Or maybe just have a gateway to where a semi cannot get in there. If they want a back entrance, they can for employees or something like that. But as far as that, I think it needs to be off 150. And that should have been done from the very first start.
Like I
Really.
say, though, he's already got an entrance off Hawthorne. We can't take that away. And we can't grant an entrance on Meadows because that's a state road. So that's something he'd have to take up with the state of Illinois.
Yeah. And it's been grandfathered in. I mean, I understood that there was a house there at one time before J&J Toppers acquired it. So, and I understand that was the easiest way to, you know, swing in there and do business. And we've just had a few issues. They have had some issues, and I haven't addressed this to the people across the street, but I'm addressing to them now. But they have had some issues with their trash. Okay, their dumpsters are not closed all the way down. During heavy winds, it has blowed stuff across the street into my yard and things of this nature. So they're not really getting rid. they're putting too much trash, they need more bins or whatever to try and keep that closed. Because it's just, you know, don't like to pick up other, I don't expect for, you know, neighbors to pick up my trash or,
I apologize.
so,
That's one of
but
the reasons we're here.
that needs to be addressed and done get-go.
Okay,
Thank you.
That's what the fence is for, so we can
Okay.
all that. And you know.
okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Which is, we don't have either petitioner? Okay. So case 19-SU-10, petition of Glenn Thomas of Big Daddy Cab Company to amend an existing special use to modify the hours of operation allowable under allowable number of U-Haul and used vehicles offered for sale and allow for the outdoor storage of materials associated with the business at 1107 East Washington Street, PIN number 010133209012. Is there anybody here from Big Daddy Cabs? Okay, I say we move on. And last, 19-SU-11, petition of Daniel Widmer of SNHPC East Peoria, LLC, doing business as Super Nutrition East Peoria, for a special use to allow for the operation of a massage establishment on property zoned B3, Business Service District, PIN number 010122400036. That's okay. Is there anybody here from there? Okay.
We're not batting a very good percentage tonight.
We are moving right along. Okay, so we'll close the public portion. We can start going over the facts for some of these. Did I miss that one tonight?
No, that one is been postponed to next month
Okay.
as well.
All right. Big Daddy over here.
So 19 SU 05.
And 06.
Yeah.
Is that right?
05 and 06, right?
Okay.
And then there's a couple of variances that go with 06.
Okay. All right, so let's take care of 05 first. Right.
Okay.
Okay, case 19-SU-05, Mike of Traffic Services Incorporated. Everybody got their sheet? Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. Will the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the proposed special use permit be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare?
No.
No.
No. Will the proposed special use permit be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for uses permitted in the district? No.
No.
Will the proposed special use permit diminish or impair property values within the surrounding neighborhood?
No.
No. Will the establishment of the proposed special use permit impede the orderly development or improvement of surrounding property for uses permitted in the subject zoning district?
No.
No. Or have adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, or other necessary facilities to be or have been improved? Yes?
Yes.
Or provided, I'm sorry. Or have adequate measures to be or have been taken to provide ingress and egress from the site, minimizing traffic congestion and hazards on public streets?
Yes.
Yes. Will the proposed special use permit conform to all other applicable regulations of the zoning district?
Yes.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion? And are we gonna,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve this.
On what
On
conditions?
conditions of staff recommendations of paving drive areas, and that stored materials shall not exceed the height of the screen fencing adjacent to the residence.
I would second that. Now, did you say paving the area, or are they,
Paving drive
are
areas.
you allowing the rock that they're proposing to put down in the grass areas?
My condition was to pave drive areas.
Pave the,
Pave drive, wherever they're driving, they pave.
okay. But in the area where they're storing the signs and stuff, that's what I'm trying to clarify. Is that gonna be the gravel, the millings that they're talking about putting in the storage area? Because I said, I talked about.
My thought is that they could put gravel where they're actually storing material, but if they have to drive up to it, it should be paved. So paving in drive areas, not
Okay.
paving in storage areas.
So it'd be paving alongside them in the back of the building then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, I'll go along with that, because I think that's gonna be
We do
necessary.
it all that time.
So I have motion to approve by Mike McCarthy, and this is to pave drive areas, not speaking where materials are stored, and then keep the storage of materials adjacent to the residential property to the north, under the fence height. And that would just be just for that area.
Correct.
Okay.
But what Mike's issue is, what I was asking is that if they're gonna drive in, then that area that they drive in is gonna have to be paved, even though they're gonna back, say, their message boards into a designated area. That could be the gravel that they park the messages on, but as far as driving to that, or.
That's gotta be paved.
Or driving up to unload their barricades or unload their signs, those areas could be set in the gravel on grass, but the other part would have to be paved. And
Right.
again, we don't have a dimension of how big that lot is, so, I mean, what would you say? Could you designate, like, say, 10 feet, we could indicate 10 feet off of the building? I mean, that would be an adequate.
We could
drive
ask
area.
for an updated site plan.
Since we don't have a dimension, I don't want to impose a dimension.
Okay,
I would rather suggest, what you just said and what I'm trying to convey is that, you put gravel under areas where you're actually storing material, but up to that point, it has to be paved because it's a drivable surface.
okay.
So I would suggest we ask
drive
for a new
areas.
site plan.
And we're good.
Right, I think that would be necessary.
Okay.
Okay, ready for a roll call vote?
Yes, sir.
Jim Weber,
Yes.
Mike Kelly,
Yes.
Mike McCarthy,
Yes.
Belinda Young,
Yes.
all voting in favor. Just for the representative of the petitioner, if you could relay back to them that we need an updated site plan showing where they intend to pave, and that will go to council next Tuesday night. Thank you.
Okay. Next one is case 19-SU-06. That's for the Daryl Dunbar of Tacona Group. And everybody got their findings for that one?
All right, 6 first.
And then 7 and 8, 7 and 8 will be together, right? Okay, so the first one. Do I need to reread that? So this is petition of Daryl Dunbar of Tacona Group, special use permit to allow outdoor display and storage materials associated with the business on property located at 105 North Hawthorne, PIN number 050512203014. Okay? All right. Will the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the proposed special use permit be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare? I would say no.
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 Will the proposed special use permit be injurious to the use or enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for uses permitted in the district? I would say no.
No.
Will the proposed special use permit diminish or impair property values within the surrounding neighborhood? I would say no.
No.
Will the establishment of the proposed special use permit impede the orderly development or improvement of surrounding property for uses permitted in the subject zoning district? No.
No.
Are or have adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, or other necessary facilities to be or have been provided?
Yes.
Yes.
Are or have adequate measures to be or have been taken to provide ingress and egress from the site, minimizing traffic congestion and hazards on public streets?
Yes.
Yes.
I would say yes. Will the proposed special use permit conform to all other applicable regulations of the zoning district? Yes.
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 Okay. Would someone like to make a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, based upon our deliberation, I would make a recommendation that the special use, that goes to council?
Yes.
Special use be approved and go to council with stipulations that the landscaping as proposed, what was presented to us as far as the landscaping plan, that be followed through. Also, that areas be used for storage need to be screened in the fenced-in area in the back there where they're proposing that to be, and that would have to be hard surface. Also, that the outdoor lighting, directional part as far as the building, it would be directed towards the building, and so as to cut down light going out into the residential areas, keeping in mind that on the front corner that they proposed a light there shining onto the display area, which I don't see that as a problem because of the way the triangle of the street is with Meadows and Hawthorne. So it's basically going to be directed towards the building in that area where the Welcome to East Peoria sign's at. I think they need to definitely pursue talking with the state in terms of the entranceway coming off of Meadows. And stop using Hawthorne as a semi-unloading area. And I don't know if we can make that recommendation or not, but I think it's kind of straightforward that it needs to be done.
Yeah, I can certainly share that recommendation with IDOT if that helps your case any.
Okay? I think
As
they
of right now,
need to be aware of it.
Yeah. As of right now, they still need to have a way to get trucks unloaded and into the building. It's always been off of Hawthorne, which I know isn't the greatest method, but somehow the trucks have to be unloaded. So if you could work on some way that betters that situation, I don't know that we can say you can't use Hawthorne because it's always been Hawthorne.
Right, right.
I got a couple of questions regarding this. I agree that we can't, I don't want to withhold an approval here because they don't have access from the state. That's not for us. I am concerned about the lighting, though. Isn't that more the purview of the building department and not us?
We have in this venue addressed lighting before too, that is an issue that comes up and certainly something that we can make recommendations. And I think as we heard from testimony tonight, that is a concern, at least specifically the on-building lighting.
Right.
And we're more looking at it from a nuisance standpoint, I think.
Okay.
Well, and that's the way I was approaching as far as the lighting, because of the nuisance part as far as directing it back towards the building. Because, I mean, in most of our deliberations and our presentations, we've always asked about lighting, whether it's excessive lighting or not. We've asked about lighting.
Did you have any other conditions?
Have I missed
You
any?
want to, oh no, you want to read what you've got so far, Ty?
Sure. So I have a landscaping plan to be implemented as presented. Storage areas need to be screened, and I think we probably need to define 6-foot privacy fence or slatted with
Correct.
chain link and paved.
And paved.
On building and sign lighting needs to be directed towards the building or specifically the signs. I think that the challenge becomes is how do you quantify what that is, but I think it's something that the petitioner can certainly work with the neighbor on and hopefully get to a happy medium, or at least get it to where it's, you know, the reasonable person can agree that it's directed to the building and not off-site. And then the other item we had was certainly encourage them to pursue access with IDOT off of Meadow.
Okay.
No, and then the other issue is, because of I understand that, you know, there could be other vehicles set, but it indicates 12 parking spaces, and I think that we need to limit that area in terms of, I'd say no more than 15 vehicles placed on the lot as far as for sale vehicles go.
Well, I think, I don't disagree with you, but you guys have got 12 parking spaces here, okay? I would say 12 vehicles. You talked about having trailers, so maybe a certain number, 12 vehicles and a certain number of trailers, so that, I mean, you gotta admit, it's not a large piece of property, so you can't just have unlimited vehicles. And then those are the kind of things that are gonna get neighbors fired up, and we want everybody to get along. And I think you and her have already proven that you can probably work those things out, so. And they were the only ones here, so evidently it's not been a big issue for anybody else, but we still need to make sure that their needs are taken care of too. So I would say no more than 12 drivable vehicles for sale. And then how many trailers do you think you need? 3?
I think 12, you know, pursuing the 12 vehicle thing kind of limits us, you know, and it really limits us. I have more room than that on my little lot right now, and I'm trying to at least have enough room to put, you know, 18 to 20 vehicles total, whether it be trailers, trucks, cars, whatever, just.
Okay.
If you're gonna.
So you're saying include the trailers into the 18 to 20?
I would say combine it at 20, and I'll be happy with it, and I'll comply with it.
Because you also indicated golf carts, you mentioned golf carts and something else, so, you know, all those start adding up.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I allowed to speak? I didn't swear in.
I have to swear you in, but you're welcome to do so.
Yeah.
Okay. Name and address, please.
Josh Ramsey, Pekin, Illinois,
Okay.
3301 Edgewater Drive.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to just to reiterate on the amount of vehicles we're allowed to sell, right? I don't want to, one, be limited to what we can do for our business, right? And limit our opportunities for ourselves. Secondly, we have put a stick to the lay of the land where we're at now and where we're moving. We have very little more room where we're moving than where we're at now. And we have been taking compliments over compliments since we've been at Ramnick Motors on how nice our facility looks, how nice our cars look. Constantly, it's a thing. So I don't think that going to a larger location and taking the same amount of vehicles and putting them on a larger location is going to be an issue. I think that the drawings are mere to explain what we're trying to do. I don't think that we've gotten down to putting a stick to, hey, a car's average width is this is how wide the lot is, this is how many spots we can check in. So I think it's more or less what we're looking for is to get an approval to do what we need to do. And I think that out of just hopefully trust that we're not gonna put a junk hole over there and park junk cars and stack them on top of each other. Ultimately, we wanna minimize the size of our car dealership and focus a little more on the topper industry. So in theory, we will have less than we've got now, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Right.
Where's your you said Rand Motors in Pekin, where's it at in Pekin?
300 North Fifth Street.
300 North Fifth Street?
And I highly encourage you to go take a look at it, so you get an idea of how we keep our facility. And
Pictures of it as of today and a year ago, you know?
And going forward with the smaller items, right, you meant the golf carts and the UTVs, there's gonna be a few of those, one or two, and typically those all go inside at night. And moving forward as well, so there's always gonna be vehicles in the process. We average, 15 to 25 cars a month. So some of those will be in the fenced-in area, some of those will actually be inside still. So they're not all gonna be 20-some cars out in the front row, right?
Sure.
So-
Brian, show us a picture real quick of what your dealership looks like today, just so we have an idea.
That's all.
For the sake of the board, would you gentlemen be able to provide a revised site plan to scale that shows 20 vehicles? I mean, that would be helpful for the city council, because I'm sure they're going to ask the same question.
Yes,
So if we
they
could
will.
address that.
That's a picture of today. This is a picture of, just this past week, JJ Topper's on the bottom, my dealership on the other side. And I'm totally with these people on the semis. I've got pictures of these semis trying to get in and out of our place, and it's a mess. My hope is on this drawing is that they'll be able to come in off of Meadows, unload in our parking lot, and exit off of Hawthorne, and there'll be no more backing up Hawthorne, unloading on Hawthorne. It's not easy for us with
So you're right in front of Benassi Roofing.
yes, we're right in front of Manassas,
Yeah.
yes.
And this is somebody backing in to J&J Toppers. They recognize the parking block off the corner.
That says up to date. This is probably a picture of the most full our lot has ever been. You know, but we keep it very nice, very presentable. One of the biggest challenges we have is we're landlocked where we're at. We're right in front of Benassi Roofing. We have a building next to us that completely blocks our view. As you're coming down the street, this is our piece of property at Ramnick Motors, and we're just this square. You see what I'm saying? The building's roughly the same size as our JJ Topper's building is currently, but this is all a lot we have. This is a bike path, and this is the bar, and this is an abandoned building. We're just kind of boxed in there. We want to just have room to, I don't need more cars. I want to spread them out more so you can see them better, and they're not just closed in there, you know?
Okay. All right, so I would be comfortable with the 20 vehicles.
Okay, well, after seeing this and clarifying, because that's why I was counting up, is, you got 12 parking spaces, and if you put in 12 individuals and then some employee vehicle parking on the side, and how much more, what else is gonna be stacked up in there?
But I
So,
think it's the drawing is just not to,
It
not to
is
scale.
part of it, yes.
So, and if you're gonna, when you do your new site drawing, if you're gonna have some maybe parking areas by the building, you talked about that earlier, if you could put all that stuff in there, just, it makes it easier for us and the city council. Okay? All right, so.
We have a
is there-
second to the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, so you have the clarification that 20 vehicles then to also tie.
Yes. 20 vehicles or trailers.
Okay,
Ready for a roll call?
yes, sir.
Jim Weber,
Yes.
Mike Kelly,
Yes.
Mike McCarthy,
Yes.
Belinda Young.
Yes.
All those in vote in favor?
So we have 7 and 8, the variances then.
And my apologies, the variances are both on the same form, so whether you have differing opinions, we'll have to split those out, but they're on the same review sheet.
Okay, let me reread those two so we know what we're looking at. 19V07, petition for Daryl Dunbar of Tacona Group to allow for 30-foot front yard variance for a building addition on property located at 105 North Hawthorne. And 19V8, petition for Daryl Dunbar of Tacona Group to allow for 10-foot front yard variance for parking on outdoor storage on property located at 105 North Hawthorne.
The petitioner did indicate that that was reduced to 5 feet. Is that correct, Daryl? If they can make that work.
Right.
Sorry, Ty, what was your question?
They've changed that, the
Instead of 10 feet for the
V8.
parking setback, they can work within 5 feet to allow for landscaping.
Okay. Okay. So we're looking at both of them together. Will a significant hardship result to the owner if the strict letter of the regulations are carried out, given the particular physical surroundings, shape, topographical conditions of the property? Yes.
Yes.
In my opinion. Is it an inconvenience for the property owner to follow the regulations of the ordinance? Yes.
Yes.
Is the variance requested based upon the uniqueness of the property?
Yes.
Is the variance based exclusively on the desire to make more money out of the property? I'd say no.
No.
Will the variance be injurious to the other property or improvements in the neighborhood?
No.
Has the alleged difficulty of the hardship been created by any person or persons presently having an interest in the property and thus self-imposed?
No.
Will the proposed variation impair the adequate supply of light and/or air to adjacent property?
No.
Will the proposed variation increase the congestion of the public street? No.
No.
Will the proposed variation create additional traffic safety problems?
No.
No. Will the proposed variation increase the danger of fire to adjacent structures?
No.
No. Will the proposed variation substantially diminish or impair property values within the immediate neighborhood? No.
No.
Will the variance be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare?
No.
And last, would the variance request be generally applicable to the other properties within the immediate area?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, based upon our deliberation, I would make a motion to approve the request for the variances.
I'll second that.
This is for both?
Yes.
Okay.
This is for both of them, that would be correct.
Ready for roll call?
Yes, sir.
Jim Weber?
Yes.
Mike Kelly?
Yes.
Mike McCarthy?
Yes.
Belinda Young?
Yes.
All vote. So for the petitioners, only the special use goes on to the city council. The variances are decided here with the zoning board. So we just got that one case and it'll go next Tuesday. So when you get a chance, if you can get that revised site plan, we'll get that in the packet to the city council and get them appraised of what's going on. Thanks.
Okay. Any other old or new business we need to go over? Nope. Oh, yes, we do. We have a new zoning board member. Norm? I say we have a new zoning board member. Norm Sales, is that right? Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So,
Pleasure to meet you.
you too.
Norm Mike Kelly. Nice to meet you, sir.
We've met a couple times, but I'll shake your hand again.
And I've already met Melinda.
Yes, welcome.
Okay,
Quite honestly, I look forward to working with you and being able to serve the city and the citizens of each.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And making a
Good
You
luck,
too.
guys.
Good luck with business.
fair, good decisions that will move forward our city and treat our citizens fairly.
Sounds good.
That's what
Good
we
to have
try
you.
to work for all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
So.
Okay.
You'll be sitting up in front next month then?
Yes, sir.
You'll be sitting up here in
I'll
front
be
next
sitting up
month?
with you next month. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good to have you. Have any questions, anything we can help you with, let us know.
No, none whatsoever. Ty's been very helpful.
Yes, he is.
Together for me, so.
I will tell you that it helps to go and, when you get your packet, I will tell you, having been on the board for several years, and Mike's finding out the same thing, that you need to go and look at the properties, you need to look at what is presented and get a kind of an idea before you come in before the public hearing.
Okay.
I actually did that today. I pulled the agenda off the web.
Turn your mic on, Mike.
We're still on.
No, I turned it off.
No, it's, you need it on.
We're still being recorded until we
live.
adjourn the meeting.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second that.
We
Melinda
got-
seconded.
We got seconds and thirds and,
All those in
will
favor say
second
aye.
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 Okay,
The
now
ayes
you can
have it.
turn those
Now
off.
turn off.